Is St. Augustine haunted? Do you really have to worry about alligators here? How do we get our name? I'll answer all those questions today and more because we are unboxing St. John's, Part 2. Thanks for joining me. If this is our first time together, I'm Gary Davis, realtor with Coldwell Banker Vanguard Realty and creator of Experience St. John's. When I have new clients move to our area, they all seem to have the same questions. So I figured what better way to put those questions to good use than to make a series of videos to help new people unbox St. John's. Here's part 2. Okay, question 1. Is St. Augustine haunted? Well, that's a loaded question because it all depends on if you believe in that kind of stuff. If you do, then the answer is yes. St. Augustine is definitely haunted. St. Augustine's been continuously inhabited since 1565, making it America's oldest city. And when a city's been around that long, you can bet there are going to be some ghosts. St. Augustine has many well-known and well-documented haunted spots, including the old jail, where many men and women were incarcerated over the years, and 8 men were hung. The Huguenot Cemetery, where over 400 bodies were buried during the yellow fever epidemic, and where the ghost of Judge John Stickney is said to still remain. And the Spanish Military Hospital, which was discovered to have been built on top of a burial ground for the Timucuan Indians who once lived here. So if you're looking for some spooky haunts, St. Augustine is definitely a place you want to check out. Question 2. Do you have to worry about alligators here? And this is a question I get asked all the time because if you're not from Florida, there are definitely some misconceptions about alligators. First, we do absolutely have alligators, but not like you might think we do. We don't find them hanging out in our yard every day or get chased by them trying to get the mail, but they are here. I wouldn't say you need to worry about alligators, but you do need to be vigilant and have a healthy respect for them, especially if you live around water. This is Florida, which means any body of water can have an alligator in it. It's just that in cities and towns, they aren't exactly abundant. I've lived in Florida my entire life, 40 years, and I can count on both hands the number of times that I've randomly seen an alligator in a neighborhood. And even when I have, those alligators have been small, usually under 4 feet long, because once they get bigger than that, FWC, or the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, will send an officer out to take the alligator and relocate it somewhere where it can live and grow, but not be a threat to humans. Question 3. How did our towns get their names? Well, Jacksonville, as you may have guessed because it's pretty obvious, was named after Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States and the first governor of Florida when it was a territory. And St. Augustine, also pretty obvious, was named after St. Augustine by Don Pedro Menendez de Aviles, a Spanish explorer who first sighted land, which would then become St. Augustine, on the feast day of St. Augustine in 1565. So he decided to name the town in honor of that saint. The unincorporated community of St. John's, located in the northwestern part of our county and making up the 32259 zip code, actually wasn't formally named until 2005. And if you tell people you live in St. John's, a lot of times they'll say, oh no, you don't live there, you live in St. John's County. Well, they would be the ones that are wrong because there is a little town called St. John's and there's a lot of us that live there, including me. St. John's was actually the name that was chosen over 4 other alternatives: River Cove, St. John's Cove, River Oaks, and Bartram. And if you ask me, it would have been so much easier if they had picked one of those other names instead of just naming us after our county. It just gets a little confusing. Other communities in the area include Orangedale, Switzerland, and Fruit Cove. You can basically use any of these names along with Jacksonville on mail and we'll get it, as long as it's accompanied by the 32259 zip code. When I first moved here, I thought that was really weird, but it's just the way it is. Question 4. What's the best grocery store? Well, this is an opinion, but it's definitely an opinion most Floridians share. The best grocery store is Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. They certainly aren't the cheapest grocery store, but people still love shopping there. The top 3 things to love about Publix: BOGO, or buy one get one free sales, the fact that kids get free cookies in the bakery, and I definitely got one every time we went to the store when I was a kid, and Publix subs, or pub subs. The bread is the best there is. Okay, our final question, question 5. Is St. John's just for retirees? Well, Florida is a great place for people to retire, and a lot of people do retire here. We just don't have a ton of retirees here in our area. The average age in all of St. Johns County is 44, and it's even lower in the Northwest section, 32259, where the average age is only 39. This isn't surprising, though, since many young families flock to our area because of the great schools. When you compare our average age with other cities around the state, like Sarasota, my hometown, which has an average age of 57, or the villages in Sumter County, where the average age is 68, St. Johns County is looking like a spring chicken. So, whether you're a millennial, a Gen Xer, or a baby boomer, St. Johns County has something to offer for everyone. Okay, that's all I've got for Unboxing St. John's Part 2. If you liked this video, consider subscribing to my channel and clicking that little bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Oh, and here's another video you might like to watch if you liked this one. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you right back here next time on Experience St. John's.